Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to the Vrindavan Lila series, the Acharya's Insights. And today we are going to see the two pastimes, deliverance of Sakatasura and deliverance of Trnavarta. So Srila Parishit Maharaj, he says to Shukadeva Goswami, please describe the beautiful pastimes of Krishna. Why? Yat Shrunvato apaiti aratir vitrishna. Satvam च शुद्ध्यति अचिरेण पुंसा भक्तिर्हरौ तत्पुरुषे च सख्यम तदेव हारम वदमन्यसे चेत. He's saying that simply by hearing Krishna Katha, what happens? Apaiti aratir vitrishna, the distaste of the tongue goes away. The vitrishna or thirst of the tongue is satisfied. So, because of having avidya or ignorance of ourselves that we are Krishna's servants, because of that, even Krishna's beautiful pastimes, the sweet names, etc., don't appear in their full sweetness to us. But when we, with respect and continuity, when we hear Krishna's pastimes, then slowly that taste is regained because ignorance is removed, that bile disease is removed, and the sugar again tastes very sweet to our tongue. That is the first effect. Apaiti aratir vitrishna. Satvam cha shuddhati achirena punsam. The sattva becomes shuddha and becomes a proper place, proper patra, receptacle for receiving Krishna prem. Bhaktir harau tat purusheja sakhyam, and a proper friendly disposition, loving disposition happens towards Krishna's devotees. And if you agree with me, oh Shukadeva Goswami, please, Tadeva Haram Vadamanyase Chet, then please speak of Krishna's pastimes. After speaking this, Shukadeva Goswami starts narrating two of these childhood pastimes of Krishna, which we are going to discuss today with Acharya's insights. So first of all, how Sakatasura was killed. So after killing of Putana, Kamsa sends this Asura Sakatasura, who is not having any gross form, like a ghostly form he has, and therefore he takes shelter of a big cart which was kept in the house of Nanda Maharaj, in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And Krishna was 3 months old, and Yashoda Maya decided to perform a Janma Nakshatra ceremony for him. And she called all the Brahmanas, and all the Vrajvasis had come, and she was very busy in taking care of them. And Krishna was on her lap, and Krishna fell asleep. So she put Krishna under this cart, safe, thinking that Krishna will be safe here. And she went to receive all the guests, serving them, serving the Brahmanas. And while this happened, Krishna woke up from his sleep, and he saw that his mother is not there. So Krishna is crying loudly, but because there were so many guests over there and uh, so much of noise was going on, so much of chatting going on, Brahmanas were chanting mantras, so Mother Yashoda couldn't hear, so she could not go. So therefore Krishna was hungry, and he was demanding milk of Mother Yashoda, and he was not getting it. So out of his natural childlike display of anger, he started throwing off his hands and legs, like kicking off his leg. And while he did that out of his anger, as a byproduct, his feet touch this the wheel of the cart, and that cart was turned upside down, making a lot of noise. All the big heavy utensils which were kept on the cart fell down, making a big turmoil, and the axle and the wheel, they fell apart. So in all this pastime, our Acharya explained, it was Lokavat Lila Kaivalyacha. It was not that Krishna was deliberately showing his Aishwarya to kill this demon. He just kicked his leg out of his anger, and as a side product, this Shakatasura was killed. So Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna is displaying his opulence without compromising his Balya Leela. This is very interesting. This is very amazing power of Krishna, or let's say amazing aspect of Krishna Lila, that he is displaying opulence even without compromising his Balya Lila. That means his childhood pastimes. Thus, Krishna is greater than his all other incarnations. Like, for example, when Lord Vishnu wanted to kill Asuras, he assumed the form of Narsimhadev, a very ferocious form, but he did not perform a childhood pastime. And the incarnations like Lord Ramachandra, they performed childhood pastimes, but it was like Laukik Bala Leela like pastimes, not showing too much of opulence in his Bala Leela. But Krishna displayed wonderfully the sweet Bala Leela along with Aishwarya without exhibiting his godhood. So, kind of, we may think it is kind of a circus for him, but no. Swabhaviki Jnana Balak Kriyacha. Krishna just desires, and all his desires are fulfilled by Krishna's Leela Shakti. Therefore, it's very special. So, is Aishwarya, whenever he displays Aishwarya, it's not that in Vraja Krishna doesn't display Aishwarya. That's a wrong concept. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur clarifies that Krishna does show his opulence, but that opulence is friendly to his childly sweetness or youthful sweetness, depending on the situation, and it doesn't hamper or become obstacle in any way in Brajvasi's love for him or his love for Brajvasis. In fact, this Aishwarya Shakti becomes like subordinate to the Madhurya love, the sweet relationships of Brajvasis with Krishna. So this has to be borne in mind. So Krishna was hungry, so he got up and he's saying, "Oh, you're not paying attention to my crying, my mother. Then wait, I will attract your attention by sound of crashing down your cart." That's what Krishna was thinking. This was his anger. So, and he did not extend his leg like Vamandev did while piercing a hole to the universal covering and covering the three planets or three lokas. So Krishna didn't do like that. His feet were very small only, but with those small feet only, he kicked the cart and the cart was destroyed. And he did not have the hard feet like Lord Narsimhadev, which are meant for killing harsh body of Hiranyakashipu. So no, his feet were tender only. With those tender small feet, he kicked the cart and the cart fell down. So this is, we can appreciate this very beautiful pastime. And when the Brajvasis gathered, what happened? What happened? What happened? The small children, they showed that, oh, this Krishna, he kicked the cart. So Gopas didn't believe that actually Krishna could kick the cart. Gopas could not understand Krishna's godhead or prowess because of their intense love for Krishna. So this is the beauty of Braja pastimes. Then today we are also going to discuss killing of Trnavarta. So this time Krishna was 1 year old. So interestingly, Jiva Goswami mentions that Shukadeva Goswami is not mentioning all the pastimes of Krishna, which cannot be anyway mentioned by anybody, even the Adi Deva, Dasha Shatanana, with his 1,000 heads. Anantadev cannot complete Krishna's pastimes. Speaking about Krishna's pastimes, one pastime of Krishna, what to speak of many pastimes of Krishna. So there are Namo Ananta Lilaya Devaya Tubhyam. Krishna has infinite pastimes, so nobody could ever speak all the pastimes. So those which are prominent pastimes, Shukadeva Goswami is mentioning them because in between there are many pastimes, like Kamsa sent one false Brahmana and Krishna defeated him. So these pastimes are not mentioned in Bhagavatam, but these pastimes did happen. So there is no time to explain all the pastimes. So Shukadeva Goswami is collecting most famous ones or the prominent ones to describe to Parishit Maharaj. He has only now 2 or 3 days left. So Krishna is 1 year old and Yashodamaya is pampering Krishna, like making him laugh, tickling him, throwing him, tossing him in the air, catching him back, making him laugh like that. So suddenly Krishna became very heavy. And Yashodamaya thought, what has happened to my Krishna? She kept Krishna down and she went to do her household duties. So our Acharyas mentioned here, the Aishwarya Shakti knew that, Aishwarya Shakti of Krishna knew that Trnavarta demon is coming and going to take away Krishna. And because Yashodamaya is carrying Krishna, probably he will snatch, carry away Yashodamaya also in the air. So it may cause difficulty to Mother Yashoda. So Aishwarya Shakti wanted to save Mother Yashoda from all this trouble. and therefore she made Krishna heavy, and because of which Yashoda Maya put Krishna down. And Krishna was thinking, oh, my Maya is throwing me, tossing me only up to little distance. I want to go high up in the sky. So to his fulfill his desire, the Satya Sankalpada Shakti, that came into picture, and she allowed Trnavarta to come and carry Krishna up in the sky. So interestingly, why Krishna sent this Trnavarta demon who was in a wind form, in a cyclone form, who which raised the dust of Braja, and at least he was fortunate that he raised the dust of Braja, which is put to head by devotees like Brahma and Shiva. And all the Brajvasis could not see Krishna. Yashoda Maya became very tormented. Where did my child Krishna go? She fell down unconscious on the ground, just like a cow falls unconscious, not seeing her newborn calf. So Kamsa was trying many different permutations and combinations. He sent Putana, who had two forms, one demoness form and one beautiful lady form. Then she was killed. Then he sent Shakatasura, who had no form or a ghostly form. So he was killed. So now Trnavarta, who has a windy form, which is in between. In between almost ghostly form and the gross form, there is one middle form which was sent in the form of Trnavarta. And again, Krishna is showing his Laukika Bala Leela. Why? Because he's enjoying the ride, and when he becomes little fearful because he's Trunavati is carrying him up, up, up. So Krishna, he holds neck of this Trunavart just like children do. They grasp something when they become fearful. So he held the neck of Trunavart, and by that force, his eyes popped out. He felt like a mountainous burden on his shoulders, and in the air only he left his life. so so it is Laukik Bal Leela, childlike pastime, yet Adbhut, very wonderful, Lokatit, transcendental, and Kautukavaha, generates curiosity and praise. So our acharyas, they humorously mentioned that this is a kind of killing of Trnavarta was kind of improvement upon Putana's killing. Because when Krishna killed Putana, she made a loud noise and turmoil, and all the Vrajasi's heart got shattered because of this. But this time, Krishna made Trnavarta dead uh, while he was in the sky only, so that Vrajavasis were not troubled by the fierce sound or the sight that Trunavart could have made. Actually, didn't make because his voice was choked. So he could not make a sound also. Secondly, Putana pastime was killing of Putana pastime was not closely seen by demigoddesses, but here now Krishna is showing his form to demigoddesses and in the sky and fulfilling their desire also. So last time Krishna made Putana fall on the forest and many trees were destroyed in the Kamsa's garden. But this time Krishna made him fall on the rock. So no trees are destroyed and no quicksand is made on the ground because of crashing of this Trnavarta was on the rock. So no quicksand was formed. His blood did not make any mud, and this did not trouble any animals. So also trees were saved by being fallen on the rock. And unlike Putana had to be cut into pieces by Vrajvasis to be burnt, but here they just carried the leftovers of Trunavart and made them flow along the way of Yamuna. So this was the improvement. So one Vaishnava poet, Sri Harisuri, he also mentions that that Ashta Siddhis were displayed by Krishna in this pastime. Very beautiful ways it is mentioned. Anima, Garima, Lagima, Mahima, Prakamya, Ishita, Vashita, Prapti, all siddhis are displayed by Krishna in this one single pastime. How? Anima means what? Insignificance. So Krishna made Trinavarta into insignificant. So this is Anima Siddhi. Garima means what? Being very heavy. So Krishna became very heavy on Mother Yashoda's lap. So this is Garima Siddhi. Lagima means what? Being very light. So Krishna after that became very light so that he could be carried in the sky by Trinavarta. So this is Lagima Siddhi. Mahima is showing greatness. So he caught hold of this demon and made him leave his life in the sky itself. So it is Mahima, great prowess. So greatness in killing the demons. So Mahima Siddhi. Prakamya, he fulfilled his desire of going to the sky, of his space travel. So Prakamya Siddhi. Ishita, he himself is the Isha. Vashita, he controlled all his Vrajvasis' hearts uh, by putting them into ocean of grief. Vashita Siddhi. And Prapti, finally he was obtained by Vrajvasis, and he obtained the Vrajvasis. He was put in on the lap of Mother Yashoda again. So this is Prapti Siddhi. This is very beautiful. So what was Vrajvasi's reaction to this whole episode, whole instance? First of all, when Krishna became heavy on lap of Mother Yashoda, she did not think, oh, Krishna is some god or something. She was thinking that probably some evil child planet has overcome my child. And thus she looked up to Vaikuntha and prayed to Lord Narayan, oh Lord Narayan, you have only given me this child. Please protect this child. Like that she was praying. And she went to call Brahmanas for creating auspiciousness for Krishna. So by this pastime, Brajvasi's love for Krishna only increased rather than being destroyed by Aishwarya Jnana. So rather they were thinking, Nanda Maharaj and all other Gopas were thinking, Krishna is safe only because we are performing pious activities. We are doing tapa, we are worshipping Lord Narayan, we are doing purta, ishta, datta, we are doing dan, charity, etc. Therefore, Krishna is saved. So like that, all the Brajvasis are thinking, and this is a very beautiful way Krishna performs his pastimes. All his pastimes, they lead to increase of sweet love of Brajvasis towards Krishna, and this is how Krishna enjoys the pastimes, being completely engrossed in the pastimes, and the Brajvasis are engrossed in the pastimes. And Parishit Maharaj says that if we engross ourselves in this pastimes with respect, with faith, and with love for Krishna, then what will happen? Aratir Vidrishna, the distaste will go away, the pastimes will appear sweet, heart will become clean, Krishna Prem will appear in the heart, we will fall in love with the devotees, and this is all in all that we need to achieve in human form of life. Hare Krishna.